Today we're going to be talking about the mindset that you need, especially as Q3 is ending in the next month and Q4 is beginning. This is for you if you're a small business owner or a solopreneur, consultant, or coach. And if you don't know who I am and you're listening for the first time, my name is Shanee Moret. I have almost 1 million followers on LinkedIn, and we're going to almost have 350,000 newsletter subscribers on LinkedIn in the next day or so. So when it comes to marketing, that's what I help entrepreneurs with, especially on the LinkedIn side. Shankar, if you want to briefly introduce yourself before we start.
Yes, absolutely. My name is Shankar Poncelet. I am located in San Antonio, Texas, where I am heading a marketing agency focusing on the healthcare aspects here in San Antonio.
Awesome. This weekend, I was, taking my daughter to the store, and unbeknownst to me, it's Labor Day weekend. It's a huge national holiday that we celebrate in the US. And so we got to spend a little bit more time with our families and such. But as I enter the store, even though it's September 4th, yesterday, it's basically Halloween already. And what I want to convey in this message to every single business owner that's listening is that you shouldn't just be thinking about this week or this month or today in terms of marketing. But the reason why big brands win is because they have their marketing strategies in place a lot sooner than you do. So a lot of these big brands, they designed their holiday marketing strategies 6 to 12 months ago. And so all of the Halloween campaigns are going to start shortly after that in the US. It's going to be Thanksgiving. Then it's going to be the holidays. It's going to be Hanukkah. It's going to be Christmas. And then the New Year's. And you best believe that they already have all of these campaigns in place. Compared to the average small business owner or the solopreneur, when I talk to some coaches and consultants, solopreneurs, they haven't even thought about what they're going to be doing for the holidays when it comes to marketing. And let me just say this very clearly. In the next season, in the next 4.5 months, whatever we have left of this year, your competitors are not just your competitors. Your competitors become the big brands that are going to amp up their marketing to your prospects and that are going to take their resources, time, attention, and energy and financial resources. Your competitors for attention are not just the big brands, but they also become the family members that your prospects have priority to spend time with during the holidays. And so whoever that you want to serve between now and February 1st, that's only going to happen if you really take your marketing seriously over the next few months. Whether they choose to work with you by the end of this year or the beginning of next year will largely be predetermined by how often they see you, how often they engage with your content, and whether or not you're top of mind when they go to solve the problem that you solve. Right? When they're looking for a solution to the problem that you solve. If you basically do not market at the level that you need to in the next few months, when they think of, oh, I need to solve this problem, I need to get this outcome, you're not going to be the first person that they think of. In fact, they may not even know that you exist. So I really want to put this type of mindset out there because I just see so many coaches and consultants, small business owners just really underestimate this time of year. And on the flip side, underestimate what is possible if they consistently show up during this time of the year. So I don't know if you want to add to any of that, Shankar.
Yeah, I think it's a very important conversation, and we are entering into that stereotypical situation where people are wondering, why are they already displaying end of the year holiday type of merchandise? And it is just because it's working, right? Around the corner, there was an entire store that went out of business, and it just took several weeks for someone to pick it up. And we were I'm speaking 3 to 4 weeks ago, and they turned the entire store into a Halloween costume store. So you would think, wow, that's way too early. No, people are already now planning for what they will be wearing, how are they going to decorate their houses. And you need to plant the seed now. You need to visually give people ideas on what to do by the end of the year. And here's another very important thing. The holiday season is, for many people, a very prosperous time. It is a time where you come together with your loved ones and you enjoy the fruit of your labor that you accumulated throughout the year. Similarly, it is also a time of hope, because if you are not at a place where you would like to be, then it is a time where you're already thinking about, well, I can have a better next year. So all of that to say is that psychologically, it is a time of looking at what was achieved and what can be achieved the following year. So if you are in business to help others, then you need to make sure that you set the stage that part of that budget that everyone has allocated for personal development to do something new in their business, to propel it into the next level next year, you need to make sure that you are on the map right now. And that is essentially what we're talking about. It is time now to start planning. Maybe it's an editorial calendar. Maybe it is several strategies or campaigns that you lay out. And it's the moment now to leverage that in people's minds and get started with a plan and execute.
But how do you even go about this? Especially, let's say, if you're a coach, consultant, or solopreneur, how are you going to compete against big brands that are now going to be basically pulling at all types of resources from your top prospects? Energy resources, time resources, attention resources, financial resources. And how can you even find your blue ocean advantage to differentiate, to stand out, and to continuously get their attention, to earn it, right? And to earn their trust over time between now and January 1st or now and February 1st. So the first thing, step one, is to get a baseline. So if I were, let's say, a mindset coach, which I'm not, I would basically audit what the top 10 to 25 mindset coaches usually do around this time of year, not just for Halloween, but for Thanksgiving, for Hanukkah, for Christmas, and for the new year. I would take a consensus, get a baseline of what they do. If they send holiday cards, and that's the average of what people expect from someone like you. Once you gather that baseline, the second step is to differentiate from that baseline. So if 85%, if you're a mindset coach, of mindset coaches send out a holiday card or a Halloween card, or they just send out some email newsletter that's pretty basic and generic, you are going to strategically get that baseline. You're going to audit that material, and you're going to do everything that you can to deliver at least 10 times better quality material than they do on average. Now, is this the easiest way that you could do it? No, it actually requires you caring. It requires effort. It requires you delivering better material. But this is how you differentiate, because if you don't, if you just do what everyone else does, when I get your holiday card in the mail, it's like, it's just another holiday card. And you're not even going to get my attention. You're not. So also, do not sleep on the fact that during this time of the year, it's also an opportune time to launch a new program. If you want to 2.0 your program, like the Apple iPhone, it's not just the first iPhone. We're going on what are we on? 15? iPhone 15?
14, 15, yeah.
Yeah. So why do they release a new one every year? Because they improve it. So if you have a program that you have been running for 1 or 2 or 3 years, we're going into LinkedInpreneurs 3.0, right? It shouldn't be the same program as it was the first year. And that should be on the radar for you to launch. It could be at the new year. It could be in the holiday season. Maybe you're launching the first thing of a course, But launching a new program, this is an opportune time. Second opportunity here is to revive clients that maybe you may have lost in the past. All right. And that is another slept on opportunity during this time of the year. But again, it's only done through high quality personalization. And when I guarantee you, if I had 10 meetings today with small business owners, when I would ask them about their holiday strategy, I'd guarantee you that 9 of them wouldn't have a clue as to what they're doing yet. They wouldn't have even strategized what they're doing yet. They wouldn't have even thought of what they're doing yet. And they're highly underestimating the psychological trigger that happens when this week their kid says, "Hey, mommy, let's go to the store," and everything's Halloween. Your prospects are about to be in holiday mode, whether you want them to be or not. It's up to you. What you do during this season will determine who works with you through the end of this year and who decides to work with you through the beginning of next year. It all relies on you and your efforts. For some of you, you're going to slow down, enjoy the holiday season. Maybe you're in that phase and time in your life, and that's amazing. For others who want to continuously grow their business, I highly recommend that you do not. It is time to go pedal to the metal strategically with high quality. And it's not really possible until you do the first couple of steps that I mentioned. Getting the baseline, auditing the material, delivering 10x better stuff.
I like the idea of what you said about doing version 3.0 or whatever is next in your service line, in your product line, because people actually want that for themselves, is how they reward themselves. Like even if I look at me, I'm looking forward to the release of the new iPhone. Is it absolutely necessary that I get one? Well, that's debatable, but I will get one because it's a reward for myself, right? So similarly, for a lot of you who have businesses where you help build others up, it is very important to think about that. And sometimes changing the name, adding a new component to the service can be just that. You can give people the feeling that they get the next version. And then when you do your audit on the baseline, what you will find is that there's a lot of what I call white noise, is because artificial intelligence makes it easy to just type in something like, give me a newsletter about increasing your growth mindset. And then what people will do is they will take that first output and just post it. That is what 99% of people will do. So you don't want to be part of that. You need to think about, well, what can I do, as Shanee mentioned, to increase the level, to take it to something that is more than that. And you can find out what that is by looking at what's going on. But I can give you a hint. Most likely, what 99% of your competitors will not do is they will not try to create a situation where over time there's trust, there's relatability, and there's the feeling that they know you and get to meet you and learn from you in the virtual sense, right? So you need to start doing right now what your competition is not doing. And I have a hunch, I have an idea that will be in live events, right? That will be in creating experiences where you can really show that you know and understand, you relate to your audience. So definitely something to consider, because whenever something requires a little bit of an extra effort, such as pressing the go live button, then that is where you will have increased return compared to your competition.
And I just want to double down on the notion of an improved program. You're not just putting a 3.0 or a 2.0 title on it and not actually improving it, right? And Apple has gotten some backlash from the way that they've released products, probably within the last 3 to 5 years, is because, yeah, the new iPhone's coming out, but the rate at which they're actually increasing the product has kind of diminishing returns year after year. I mean, how different is the iPhone 15 versus 13 or 12? It's not as big of an increase in product quality versus like iPhone, 10 versus 12, right? So this isn't just putting a 2.0 on something. Yeah, you'll get sales, but it's also about retaining clients, which a lot of people just struggle with. So you really want to sit there and you want to audit, okay, what are all the points where we could improve the program from start to finish, from literal onboarding to the completion of the program, and what are all the points and which ones can we implement now, and then relaunching. Your launch started 90 days ago. I know people that they're like, oh, my launch wasn't successful. Well, you marketed it for a week and your marketing was unclear. So I just wanted to bring this to light today. We're not going to touch too much on it, but it is after Labor Day. A lot of your prospects are going to start getting back into their routines in terms of most of the kids are going back to school. A lot of these big brands, including even like Home Depot, you're about to start walking into them and you're about to see all the Halloween stuff. The second after Halloween, you're about to see all of the holiday stuff. And their marketing efforts are about to just go to the roof and getting all of your prospects' time, attention, energy, and resources. And you have a responsibility to show up for your business. So I just wanted to leave you with kind of this frame of mind and perspective today, that maybe if you're a business owner, a coach, a consultant, you want to actually grow and you were considering actually slowing down during this time of year, maybe you'll think twice.
Yeah, just something that came to mind that works very well this time of the year is also a personal touch, such as maybe doing a handwritten letter to, I'm talking to your top clients, right? Those that you want to retain. But if you have someone who is responsible, and in my business, that is the case, you have someone who is responsible for a 6-figure revenue this year, why not write them a personal letter? Why not buy them something that they will appreciate? And if they are local, stop by and take half hour to deliver the token. Those are things that also go very far in customer retention, especially if you know and understand that they hold such values, which you should know that about your top clients. If you don't understand them at that level, you really need to also...
That's a whole other problem.
Yeah.